Okay, so I thought I'd do an example for you before you start doing the practice problems on your own so you can see how this works. So the first thing you check out here is this is all set up with the 0 on one side. That's what we said when we were solving by factoring. But I can't factor this. There are no binomial factors that is going to equal this. So I need to do something else. Since A is equal to 1 and B is even, completing the square is going to be pretty straightforward here. So that's what I'm going to do. To do that, I need to get rid of this negative 38 because it's not helping me with my completing the square. I need to take the x squared plus 6x and complete that square. So how do I get rid of the 38? Well, I just go put it on the other side and everybody's happy. So I'm going to add 38 to both sides, and that gives me x squared plus 6x equals 38. Okay, so now I'm going to complete my square. So how many unit squares do I have to add? Well, I have my 6. Half of 6 is 3. So I'd have 3 x tiles on either side of my x squared tile. And then square that, and I would get a total of 9. So I can't type and talk at the same time. And this is like the third time I've done this video. And so if I add 9 to that side, all well and good, as long as I add 9 to the other side. Okay, so now my whole point was so I could factor this, and I'm going to factor it into x plus 3 quantity squared, because that's going to give me a 9. 3 times 3 is 9, and 3x plus 3x is 6. Okay, equals, and 38 plus 9 is 47. Okay, so now I'm going to take the square root. I got to undo this squaring. So you kind of do completing the square, and then solving by square root comes in. So if you come over here, we can insert a special character. And I'm going to do both of these because I know I'm going to need them. Oh, and I need another one of those, but that's okay. I will just copy and paste. Okay, so I need this here. I'll take the square root of this side. And if I take the square root of this side, I need to take the square root of this side. Okay, when I take the square root of x plus 3 quantity squared, I'm just going to get x plus 3. And I'm not going to use parentheses there. Okay, and then on the other side, the square root of 47, now that's not an integer, but it's still positive plus minus. Anytime you take the square root, there's a plus version, and then there's the negative version. Since a negative times a negative is also positive, we'll also give you that square. So we're just going to leave this as square root plus or minus the square root of 47. Okay. All right, so we have two things going on here. Oops. We have x plus 3 equals the square root, positive square root of 47. Or we have x plus 3 equals negative, the opposite, the square root of 47. Okay, so for this problem, I'm going to go ahead and get decimals. Sometimes they leave them as radicals, and we'll talk about that later on with the next kind of method we're going to use. But for now, I'll get a decimal, and the square root of 47, get my handy dandy calculator here, square root 47 is 6.855, etc., etc. So I'm going to call that 6.86. So that means one of x plus 3 equals 6.86. And I have x plus 3 equals negative 6.86. Okay, I have a little space in here so it doesn't all run together. So now I have to solve for x. So I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides of both of these equations. So it's going to give me x, let me move this over here, equals, so 6.86 minus 3 is 3.86, and negative 6.86 minus 3 is negative 9.86. Okay, so those are your solutions. And so 3.86 and negative 9.86.